Want to build a clean Apple-style setting screen in SwiftUI? In this quick tutorial, I will show you exactly how, step by step. This is the app feature we will create. As you see, similar to the setting screen, we're able to filter on different sections within our list. For example, if I type in choose the app icon, you can see that it filters. Choose the app icon or app theme. We can also navigate to a website or Twitter feed. If I click on the website, it navigates to the website, irisinsights.co.uk. And it also includes an about the application section. And we can also filter for that section. If I type in about, then it filters on the about the application section. So this is the tutorial we are creating. The first thing we need to do within our Xcode project is to create a new struct. Name the struct setting section. This will be a Swift file. Settings section. Click on create. And then type the following: struct settings section. And the purpose of the settings section struct is to contain each of the sections for our list. So each section will include a title, which is string, such as notifications or about section. We also need another variable called content, which includes a brief description for the section. We also need to create another variable, which is var view anyView. Since we are using anyView, we need to import SwiftUI. The purpose of line 17 is the SwiftUI view will be displayed for this section. So it acts as a generic view. So it will be wrapped within any view to allow a type erasure. The next view we need to create is the search bar view. The purpose of the search bar view is to enable the user to search and filter the settings screen. As shown earlier, they can search for an area or section within the screen, such as the about or the developer's name or the notification section. So now let's create a new SwiftUI view, which is called search bar. Search bar. First thing we need to do is, after lines 10, is to create a variable, which is binding var text string. And the purpose of that variable is to enable or allow a two-way update between the view and its parent view. On lines 15, we need to include a text field. The text field will include search for the prompt, and the text will include the binding variable that we just passed in. And the text variable is similar to the value that the user wants to search on. So we also need to apply our constant to the preview so that our preview can be displayed correctly. Constant, so that should be constant. Website. So the user is passing in the value website to the settings view to enable the settings view to be filtered and searched on by that value. The next thing we need to do is to add a bit of padding. And then add some horizontal padding as well. The first one was vertical padding, and we just added horizontal. Ten pixels. And then we will just add a background color. Which will be system gray 6. And which is also the iOS system color. We will just round some of the corners by adding a corner radius of 6 or 8, just so that the corners, they're not too sharp, they'll be curvy. Next thing we need to do is to create an overlay. Which will be used to overlay an icon inside the text field. And we add a H-stack. And we'll be overlaying the system name the image, which is magnifying glass. Foreground color will be gray. Just get it incorrectly. It should be 4 ground. Oh yeah, I missed that color. Foreground color. Got grey. Padding. Leading 10. And then all we need to do now is to add a spacer. The purpose of the spacer is to push the icon to the leading edge. Let's see if it's displayable in the preview, because these previews are so slow. Pilot again. Place. And the preview has finally loaded, so this is what it should look like. This is the search bar view. This is where the user will type in their search, the filter on the settings screen. The next view we need to create is the app information view. So this is another SwiftUI view. We just call this the app information view. And the purpose of the app information view is just to show information about the app, such as the application name, the designer's name, or the developer's name, the version of the app. But really, this should be coming from an API so that the information can be updated. But for this tutorial, we just hard code the actual data. So on line 12, we need a section. The section will be called about the application. We need a HTAG that includes the application. And then a spacer. And then an app name. Just call it like to do. Call it anything really. Just the application name. Foreground color, which is grey. And then to duplicate the other sections, we can just copy and paste between lines 14 and 19. Add another row. So this row will be called compatibility. So it's compatible with iPhone and iPad. iPhone, iPad. Next, we need to add the developers section. That includes the name of the developer or the company that created the application. I'll just put my name. Foreground color, still grey. We need similar row, which is another H-stat for the designer. As you can see, the preview has now been displayed, but look how long that took. It took a long time. Designer. Designer's name. Yeah, just include my name again. And then for our final row, we just need the application version. Want to build a clean Apple style setting screen in SwiftUI? In this quick tutorial, I will show you exactly how, step by step. This is the app feature we will create. As you see, similar to the settings screen, we're able to filter on different sections within our list. For example, if I type in choose the app icon, you can see that it filters. Choose the app icon or app theme. We can also navigate to a website or Twitter feed. If I click on the website, it navigates to the website, iosinsights.co.uk. And it also includes an about the application section. And we can also filter for that section. If I type in about, then it filters on the about the application section. So this is the tutorial we are creating. We will implement our theme selection view. The purpose of that view is to enable the user to change the appearance of the application. The first thing we need to do is to create a new SwiftUI view. Save the view or the file as theme selection view. And then type in the following. App binding bar selected theme string. And then we need to create a private variable that will hold an array of themes such as colors, pink theme. We also have a blue theme, and a green theme. Within our preview, we need to add a missing argument. Dot constant. We just pass a default blue theme. We can delete line 17. And then the next thing we need to do is to add a section. The section includes a header, text, choose the app theme for the section header. The next thing we need to do is to loop through the themes array. Give each theme an ID. And then we need to create a HStack. And then display our theme within our text element so that the user has a theme to choose from. We also need to add a spacer. And then we need an if statement. If theme is equal to selected theme, so the user will know that the theme or the current theme is already selected. And then in this case, it will show a check mark that the theme has already been selected. Check mark dot circle dot fill. Foreground color dot blue. After line 27, we need to type the following: dot content shape rectangle and the purpose of line 28 is to expand the tappable area, like the clickable area, so that it makes it easier for the user to click and interact with the row, as in the full row. To handle the actual tap or click event, we need to use on-tap gesture that will update the selected theme. Selected theme is equals to theme. Now I'll just build it. Just building at the moment. The next view we need to create is called the app icon selection view. The purpose of this view is to enable the user to change the icon within their application. At the moment, this is partially working, so this is your task to make it fully interactive. So we need to create a new SwiftUI view. Call the view app icon selection view. We need to add a binding variable. Selected app icon, which is string. And the purpose of lines 12 is to bind to the currently selected app icon, so changes can be passed back to the parent view. And that's why we have to use binding. We also need to add the missing parameter to the preview. .constant. Just assign it to blue. Then we need to delete line 15, and then add the following. A little bit similar to the previous view that we just done. Includes a header, a text element for the caption, choose the app icon, includes another HTAG, image, system name, paintbrush. We also need another text element, which will have the caption, app icons, spacer, to push the selected value and check mark to the right. And then we need another text element to display the selected app icon. Foreground color, which will be blue, and it should be foreground color. We also need a check mark to show which current selection we're in. That would be system name check mark dot circle dot fill dot foreground color. It should be foreground color dot blue. To handle the user's input or interaction, we also have to use on tap gesture cell dot selected app icon equals blue. The preview is a bit slow again, so we slow. So that's the app icon selection view. In the next tutorial, we will implement the social media links and the settings view. What's your favorite SwiftUI tip? Please comment below and subscribe to see if I include yours in next week's video. Don't forget to subscribe for more Swift and SwiftUI tutorials. Want to build a clean Apple-style setting screen in SwiftUI? In this quick tutorial, I will show you exactly how, step by step. This is the app feature we will create. As you see, similar to the settings screen, we're able to filter on different sections within our list. For example, if I type in choose the app icon, you can see that it filters. Choose the app icon or app theme. We can also navigate to a website or Twitter feed. If I click on the website, it navigates to the website, iosinsights.co.uk. And it also includes an about the application section. And we can also filter for that section. If I type in about, then it filters on the about the application section. So this is the tutorial we are creating. Today we'll create a reusable view for our social media links to enable the user to navigate to different websites. If there is enough time, we'll also implement our settings view. The first thing we need to do is to create a new SwiftUI view and name the view social media links. Social media links view. We can delete our text element on line 12. Add a section. The section will include a header. The caption of the header will be "Follow us on social media." And then it will include a link with the destination. And the destination URL will be following website, which is HTTPS. And we can delete the comma at the beginning. So that'll be HTTPS iOS Insights.co.uk. We also need to create a HTAG that includes an image, system image, which will be app.fill. The foreground color will be red. And then the label will be website. On line 16, that should be system name, not system. Don't forget to subscribe for more Swift and SwiftUI tutorials. We need to repeat the same thing that we just done previously, so we need to create a link for Twitter. So we can copy the lines between line 14 and line 22. And then paste it after line 22. So this will be the Twitter link. And then we can just replace the URL with the Twitter URL. System name will be link, and the text for the caption will be Twitter, which is for the label. You can see in the middle. And then our final link will be a link to the courses on Iris Insight's website. The system name will be play.rectangle.fill. The color is green. Also for Twitter, the foreground color, that should be blue and not red. The text should be courses. And your layout should resemble something like this, which you can see within the preview. The next view we will focus on is our settings view. So we need to create a new SwiftUI file and call it settings view. Settings view. The main purpose of the settings view is to change the app theme, such as the color and the text of the application, and also the app icon. The first thing we need to create is an app state variable. And the purpose of the app state variable is to show the selected app icon that is selected at that time. The name of the variable is called selected app icon. The selected app icon will be assigned blue. We also need to create another app state variable, which is called theme, and that will include the currently selected themes, and it will be assigned a blue theme. So it's app state private var selected theme blue theme. We can have all different types of themes, such as blue, pink, green, whatever theme you want. We also need our final app state variable, which is called search query. The purpose of that variable is to enable the user to filter and search the settings view as shown earlier in the tutorial. Next thing we need to do is to create a function called match or matches search query. And the purpose of that function is to determine if what the user is trying to search for is really within our list. For example, if the user is trying to search for a section, a title, or keyword within our list, if it exists, then the list will be filtered and it will be bubbled up to the application and displayed at the top of the list. Such as if I typed in app title, then it would display app title at the top of the list within the settings view. The parameters that will be acceptable in this function is section, which is a setting section parameter, which will return a boolean if it's found or not. Section.title.lowercase.contains search query.lowercase or section.content.lowercase.contains search query.lowercase, which will be dot lowercase. So what we're doing there, we're just checking to see if either the title or the content contains the search text. Next week, we'll continue to complete our settings view. Don't forget to subscribe for more Swift and SwiftUI tutorials. Want to build a clean Apple-style setting screen in SwiftUI? In this quick tutorial, I will show you exactly how, step by step. This is the app feature we will create. As you see, similar to the settings screen, we're able to filter on different sections within our list. For example, if I type in choose the app icon, you can see that it filters. Choose the app icon or app theme. We can also navigate to a website or Twitter feed. If I click on the website, it navigates to the website, irisinsights.co.uk. And it also includes an about the application section. and we can also filter for that section. If I type in about, then it filters on the about, the application section. So this is the tutorial we are creating. Today, we will create the computed property that will dynamically return the filtered settings for each section. And then we will also add our search bar to the application. So the first thing we need to do is to create a computed property. You can create it anywhere after lines 21. Like the following: bar, filtered section. The filtered section will return an array of settings sections. Like the following: let all sections, settings sections to be sections. So the all sections will contain an array of the available sections that are within our application. And these sections include settings section, that will include a value for the title of the section. Choose the app icon, and then for the content it will be app icons. And then we also need to return the correct view by using any view. So that would be view, any view, and then we return the view that we created in the previous tutorial, which is called app icon selection view. So we need a second overload, and then we pass in our selected app icon. And then we need the comma at the end of line 29. The next thing we need to do is to create our second section that enables the user to choose their theme. So I'll just copy lines 28. And then for the content, it will be pick theme, blue theme, green theme. And then the view that we're returning will be theme selection view within our any view parameter. And then instead of having selected app icon, that should be selected theme. And then we pass in the selected theme. And then the next section that we need to create is the one for social media. That will include the website, Twitter, and the courses. Don't forget to subscribe for more Swift and SwiftUI tutorials. So for this section, it should be for the title, should be follow us on social media. Also on line 32, for the title parameter, the actual string should be choose the app theme, not choose the app icon, choose the app theme. On line 36, instead of having app icons, we need to change it to be application compatibility. Incorrectly. Developer, designer, and then finally version. And then for our any view, we need to pass the app information view. App information view. And then the next thing we need to do is after line 39 is to filter the list based on the search query. So depending on the search query, it will either show all of the sections within the list, or the list will be reduced to show a particular section. That could be anything really. The developer section, the application section, the social media section. $0, or search query empty. So it does a filter if the search query contains a value or not. actually working? And the next thing we need to do is delete our text element on line 45. And then we need to add our navigation view. The navigation view includes a form. And then we need to add our search bar to enable the user to filter the list. As in to filter the settings screen. Next thing we need to do is to go through each section, go through each filtered section within the array, and display the associated view. Filtered section, ID, title, filtered section. So we're going through each of the sections within our array, and then we just display the section using any view. We also need to add a title for the navigation bar. Navigation bar title. Which will be settings. Agent color. So here we set the agent color dynamically based on the selected theme that the user would have chosen. Selected theme equals pink theme. Pink. So the color would be pink. Else, if it's the green theme, they just selected theme equals to green. Then the theme will be green. Will be a green theme. So we use the color attribute green. Else, the default color will be blue. There's a mistake that should be selected. I spelled theme incorrectly. It should be theme on line 58. Let's see if the preview is working there. Now let's try to filter our setting view to see if it picks up the right section. So what should I do now? I just try the first one. Choose the app icon. As you can see, it's at the top, and all the other ones, they're invisible. They're not in the list, they're not in the array. The next thing I'll test is designer. This one here. So just type in designer. And as you can see, the about the application row section has been displayed at the top of the list. Don't forget to subscribe for more Swift and SwiftUI tutorials.